Mask, where illusion is the ultimate weapon.
Convert switchblade to jet mode. Surprise, Matt Tracker. It's mayhem. Battle stations. Protect your decoder, Bruce. I'm going up. Stacks ready to fire.
Mask, Switchblade, Thunderhawk, and Rhino.
Fire!
Each sold separately with action figure.
Cover me, Matt. 10-4. Sato's getting away. But you're not, Mayhem.
Mask, Switchblade, Thunderhawk, and Rhino. Each sold separately. New from Kenner.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
I'm drinking rum.
It's Rum and Nerdy.
I'm drinking rum.
The time has come.
I'm drinking rum.
So grab a glass, some ice, your bottle, cause we're about to drink some rum.
Kicking like I usually do, drinking.
I'm drinking rum.
Here's Greg and Garrick.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
And this is episode 5.10, 1975 Bricklin SV1, which I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's like a plastic DeLorean. It's that it has gull-winged doors. It was made of plastic. It was made by Malcolm Bricklin back in the day.
Partnered with Mattel and Tonka.
No, it was billed as Safety Vehicle 1. That's what the SV1 stands for.
And it's made out of plastic.
Yeah, so like if you ever got a ding or a dent, you could literally buff it out with a heat gun and just
Nice,
because it was all plastic. But it had the giant front bumper on it, and again, gull-winged
sounds
doors.
Hideous.
Gull-winged doors that weren't overly safe because they were hydraulic. So, in the event that you were in the car and the hydraulic mechanism broke, you were trapped in the car. There was a safety pin that you could pull to release the hydraulics, but then you had to push like a 90-pound door open.
Oh, I've seen these things.
Yeah, they're pretty badass. I had one for a while.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a Ford 351 Windsor V8.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What do these things go for these days?
Not overly much.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Not overly. It's fun. It's sort of a futuristic mid-70s. It's like a futuristic 70s car, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like inspiration for every what was that?
Mask.
Mask.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
it looks like a mask vehicle. It looks like the kind of thing they would drive around in Logan's Run.
Yeah. I like that, like the bumper, and it's got that little kind of vent around the outside edge.
Yeah, that's the vent. That's the giant safety bumper. And then, fun fact, they overheated a lot.
Yeah.
Because the radiator was covered up with that giant fucking bumper.
God, interior's hideous.
No, it's 70s awesome.
Not hideous.
70s pimp. So
that's an automatic.
They didn't have they did not have ashtrays in them because Malcolm Bricklin and his head designer, neither of them smoked. So the first thing that happened when that car hit the showroom floors is people were like, "Where's the ashtray?" Because mid-70s everybody friggin' smoked, and like, oh shit. So they came out with this accessory ashtray that was an ashtray that said Bricklin on it and then like sat on a beanbag so you could just sort of maneuver it around the inside of the car.
Nothing says 70s like a beanbag ashtray. This is, I don't know.
This is a car where half of the components on this car are from some other car. It's the taillights from an AMC, and it's the engine out of a Ford, and the transmission out of this, and everything is built off of something else. I had the one that I have, I drove down from North Carolina, and long story as to how I got the car, but shortly into my journey from North Carolina to Orlando, stopped off at a gas station, started to put gas in it, massive fuel leak coming from the engine because the fuel pump had completely died, and this was in late in the day on a Sunday. So I went over to an auto parts store. I'm like, it's a 75 Bricklin. No one makes. Who the hell's gonna have parts for this stupid thing? So I went in there. I'm like, I need a fuel pump. I'm like, what kind of car? It's a 75 Bricklin. They're like, yeah, that's not in our computer at all. I'm like, oh fuck. Try 75 Ford Granada, 351 Windsor, and they're like, oh yeah, here you go. Boom, like $50 fuel pump bolted right in.
That's fun.
Thank you for cross-referencing parts.
So Auto Trader doesn't even give it as a category.
It's not. It's pretty rare.
So, this is crazy. I can't even find it on eBay Motors because I kind of think I want to buy one now.
Oh, they're badass. They're badass. I think the one I had a really low miles one, and I think it ended up going for like 10 grand ish. They're cool as hell. One of the big mods is you get rid of the hydraulic system for the doors and you replace it with a pneumatic system, so they just sort of whoosh, open up.
Here we go. Bring a Trailer's got one.
Oh,
no, they don't. Notify me when one gets listed.
Here's a picture of what the car could be.
Bid. Okay, so this is, I don't know if this is a current bid or if it says live auction. Current bid, $5,100. 6 days ago. This 1975 Bricklin SV1 was sold by George Byers and Sons in Columbus, Ohio. 1977 is believed to be one of the cars acquired by the dealership after Bricklin went into receivership.
77. I didn't.
It's a 75. Was bought in 77.
Oh yeah. So they were made in 74. In 74, you could get them with a 4-speed manual or an automatic, both with a Chrysler 360 V8. And then they lost their deal with Chrysler in 75. So 75 and like 76, it was a Ford V8 with only an automatic transmission. So if you want a manual transmission one, it has to be 74, and it has to be a Chrysler 360.
I would want a manual.
Me too. That car in a manual would be badass. So you want a 74.
Huh. Well, it's like Bring a Trailer. Apparently there's one. Classic cars.
You can, sometimes Hemmings will have them. I saw one on Facebook Marketplace the other day. Like, they're around. I mean, they're not completely invisible.
Classic Market
SV1. But they're awesome. Like, it's, if you took a DeLorean is that pinnacle of just 80s futuristic styling. This is like the pinnacle of mid-70s futuristic styling.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely looks 80s. So, so this one is classic.com, and there's a bunch of them, but it says the average price is $29,187.
It feels high. Of course, post-pandemic, everything is high in the used car market.
Yeah, I guess.
Do they have any manuals?
It's 74. That one's sold. That one's automatic. You said it's only in 74?
74 is the only year, yeah.
Here's a 74 manual sold for $49,800.
Good God. You can get DeLorean for that.
Automatic. Yeah, there was one manual in this whole list on this particular page.
They're rare. It's rare to get them in stick, but
golly. I guess we could just get one, any old piece of shit, and then like drop a crate engine in it.
You'd want to do that anyway because every American V8 made in 74 and 75, they were just turds.
Yeah.
Turds.
Golly.
But it's Canadian, and I couldn't think of any other Canadian car. But that ties into my rum. I brought a rum.
You brought a rum?
Actually, I brought 2 rums, so you get to choose.
Okay.
Both rums probably impacted by tariffs. So
yeah.
So these are the 2. So the first one is.
Do I have to pay you an extra 25% for you bringing this?
Yeah. So this is from the great country of Canada. It's called Northern Comfort. Maple rum.
Northern Comfort.
Maple rum liqueur. This is a liqueur, but it's
wasn't
maple rum. And my other one is
wasn't that a show
from a little further south? You're thinking of like Northern Exposure. Havana Club Reserva.
What?
So I have 2 non-American rums for us to choose from.
I'm looking this up.
The Northern Comfort.
Yeah. There's a movie.
Is it a movie that?
I skipped over it. Just kept going. When I typed in Northern Comfort, a movie thing popped up. Northern Comfort Maple Rum from Smuggler's Notch Distillery is an award-winning rum aged for 7 years. First in oak for 3 years, and then in bourbon barrels for 2, and finally finished in their own organic maple syrup barrels for 2 more years. Yeah. I think I need to try this.
It's 30%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Northern Comfort was born of the harsh Canadian winters as we Northerners sought the comfort of our unique Canadian flavors.
That's weird.
I don't know if I'd call maple the unique Canadian flavor. That's like the Canadian flavor.
Well, it's unique to rum, I
Aged
suppose.
with roasted sugar maple hardwood, a blend of spices, and New Brunswick maple syrup, Northern Comfort is pure Canadian.
I'm not finding a lot online about this, but the information might have a tariff on it.
Maybe New Brunswick doesn't have internet yet. Oh, here we go. SussexCraftDistillery.com.
Yeah.
Are you there?
There we go.
Oh, you're there. Yeah.
They make a couple different things, obviously. What are we looking at?
I have had... Ooh, this is batch 29. Not entirely sure what that means.
Yeah, there's not even a lot on their website. It's like when you click the thing, it's like tastings and events. Sussex Craft Distillery is committed to making small batch spirits using high-quality local ingredients. This is a really small frickin' place. Yeah, where'd you find this rum?
So, Canadian Terry brought it back for me. He spent the summer in Canada, and when he came back, he was like, "Hey, I brought you rum." I'm like, "That's awesome, man!" And then it's just sort of been sitting in my arsenal.
You
ever since.
Continuously saying it, what are you saying? Canada or what? Like
Canadian?
No, you said something else though. You said Canada or something.
Canada? Yeah. I mean,
instead of Canadian, you just said Canada. But Ryan, there's this YouTuber.
I usually refer to Canada as Canada because it's way funnier.
Yeah. So it reminds me. There's a YouTuber that all he was a Canadian guy in China, and he would jump around and do street food reviews in all these different cities and provinces all over China. Mm-hmm. And prior to working on Beijing, or prior to when I was supposed to relocate, I was watching a lot of that because I was like, learn about different food cultures and what.
I'm going to China. I should totally watch Canadian YouTube.
And everywhere he went, they're like, "Oh, you American?" And like, no. But the way he said Canada was hilarious to me. He's like, Canada. Oh, Canada, which might just be like, I don't know, some like the way Chinese say it, but it was always funny.
Oh.
I think it was just like in the last week or two we were talking about.
Maple-y. Oh my gosh,
we were talking about like street food being a thing, but it's not really a thing in the U.S.
Yeah, because we don't have a lot of streets. We're more drive-throughs.
Yeah. Click. This means something. Yeah,
this is either going to be really good or really suck.
Yeah, the maple is very strong.
There's zero middle ground for this.
It does. It's not. I mean, a little bit of burn on the nose, but it's not bad. It smells pretty smooth.
It smells smooth, but also smells sweet.
Oh, it's sweet.
Like syrupy sweet. I mean.
It is sweet. Wow. Like, you want this on your pancakes.
It's not a rum. It's a liqueur.
Yeah, this is the Pepsi of rum. Man, this is like drinking maple syrup.
It's like drinking maple syrup.
It's even kind of like got a thick feel in your mouth.
It's thick. It does, yeah.
But it does. I mean, it doesn't move in the glass like it is. That's crazy.
Wow. But it is incredibly smooth. I don't know, but I mean, it
Oh, look, here on their website, Walter Brimley, diabetes.
really?
No, I made that up. Totally made that up.
But it tastes like a lot of like those hazelnut liqueurs or some of those other, what do you do with those? Ice? You want to try some ice?
Yeah.
Water it down a little bit with the cube.
Like some of the stuff like that amaretto stuff from the Great Smoky Distillery.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
really good with like Sprite or ginger ale.
Yeah, but that's also like an actual booze. This is like a liquor. This is
What's the proof on it?
30.
30 proof. That's it.
Yeah. Liqueur.
Yeah, this is not rum. It's rum adjacent.
Rum adjacent. So are you saying we need to open the Havana Club?
If we're going to try rum. I don't know. It's not bad. It's
I gotta figure out something to do with it.
yeah, it needs to be dealt with. Yes, you must deal with this.
Hi, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes. It hurts me to pee, and it causes me to be short with my family. I can't sleep at night. The other day, I stubbed my toe and took it out on the dog. And 2 weeks ago, I ran out of vanilla ice cream and struck my wife. And then I find out my wife's been dead for 6 years. Who the hell did I hit?
That message brought to you by the National Diabetes Association.
I tell you what.
Dude, I may have spilled some over here, and now everything's sticky.
I get sticky. Is it on you? I don't see it on the table.
No, I just got some on my glass. It like splashed.
Oh.
So hey, do you want to try?
Do you want to try Havana?
It's some rum from the Cuba. If you want to look that up.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've had the. I don't know if we've had this one before. We tried the Grand Reserva before. Most recently the Blue Label. And then I know we've done the 7-year in the past. So this one feels like it's the middle ground in the Havana Club lineup.
Is it the Añejo Reserva?
Añejo Reserva.
There we go. It's a classic. It's a classic Cuban rum known for its smooth, woody character, often praised for its elegant palate and notes of caramel, pecan, and sweet spice, with a peppery, smoky finish. I don't know why I read it like that.
I don't know either. That was weird.
I liked it.
Has a screw cap.
Does it really?
I don't know if I've ever had a Havana Club with a screw cap.
Must be fancy.
I have mixed feelings now. I always remember enjoying the Cuban corks. Like, I thought they did a good corking job.
I thought cork was in Ireland. It's a 6.3 on rumratings.com with 215 reviews, most of them falling between 5, 6, and 7. Highest rating category is 7 with 67 reviews, and 6 is 64. So there's your math on Rum Ratings. Absolute cocktail classic. Amazing mixer. It's a good option for the Cuba Libre. Solid mixer. Where's a bad review?
Solid mixer.
It's a solid mixer.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I want to see somebody say something funny to it. Smoky. Good for a Cuba Libre. Great value for a quality rum. This is more like it. Good rum. It's classic for the price. It's from somebody from Canada. Made for Coca-Cola.
Made for Coca-Cola?
Nope. This needs serious improvement. This is a good review. Giver ik den store wafel effing, man kan wil snappen. Jag broeder den man... I'm not even going to pretend. Cat's going to be mad at me for trying. Yeah. Don't know what that one says.
Well, here you go. Here's a glass of it neat.
Neat. That's cool.
Neat.
Oh, here's a 2. Watch out. Drink at your own risk. No flavor profile at all, and even manage to ruin simple cocktails. Stick with either Havana Club 3 or 7. This one is to be avoided.
Wow.
Well, screw that guy.
I really enjoy 7. 7 has always been kind of a go-to on the Havana Club scale.
Yeah, solid. Nothing special, just a black rum with nothing special to taste. I prefer it with ice and cola. It's fine on the nose. Did you already try it?
I did.
What do you think?
It's got a little bit of a burn on the nose.
I tell you, it's not one to follow the super sweet
It's not.
Aunt Jemima rum or whatever it is that we had. It's Canadian.
The Aunt Jemima run.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Canadian Mountie rum.
Yeah. Two toques.
Toque rum.
Yeah. Toker. I don't know. Yeah. I think that needs Coke.
Blah. I think it does too. This is not a good.
It's not a sipper.
It's not a sipper.
It's not a
sipper.
Come with me if you want to rum.
Get to the cocktail.
We are just nerds.
Okay, well here, try it with ice.
Okay.
Let your desk try it with ice. See, and that's why my side of the studio is all sticky. Just splashes it all over the place.
Actually, surprisingly kept it on me and
not your keyboard?
No, nothing on the keyboard. There's 2 drops over by my regular mug.
I think the ice helps, but it's still it's all the ice in the world isn't going to make it not a sipper.
No, but definitely kind of instantly started clearing up my eczema. No, just kidding. Oh, it's that same taste, only colder. There you go.
Do you have the swizzle stick over there?
I do.
Brought to you by Martin Aquatic.
By the way, I saw Scott at the TEA Mixer last night, and I was like, we were over at doing the Martin Aquatic thing, which we should tell everybody about.
We should.
And he goes, did you get me a swizzle stick? That's the first thing out of it. Like, did you get me a swizzle stick? I'm like, no, I didn't.
I bet you if you ask the Martin guys for a swizzle stick.
I don't know that he really knows them that well, but anyway, just the way he said it, like, oh, shit.
Like we went there just to get a sock full of swizzle sticks and then pass them out at a TA event.
At their warehouse in South Orlando. They had this kind of little studio set up. It was like there was no, it wasn't their swag, although they have so much swag, they probably do need a warehouse for it, but
yeah, that was really good.
So, solid with a Coke.
Absolutely solid with a Coke.
Instantly a good drink.
It's a great Cuba Libre. It's not a sipper. I do not feel bad about putting Coke in this at all.
No, it's solid. I mean, the only thing that's missing now is like a fresh lime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fresh lime would be nice.
Yeah. So total use for that.
Cool.
The other one, it's good. It's a dessert rum. That Canadian one.
Oh, absolutely a dessert rum. I wonder if it would taste. It would probably go really good in coffee.
Maybe.
That's a good breakfast rum.
Yeah. Hey, Starbucks, we're talking to you. You guys like to make really syrupy coffee drinks?
Can I get a frappa rum?
A frappa rum.
A maple frappa latte.
Rummaccino.
Mocha
rummaccino. I don't know.
A maple mochaccino.
Anyway, hey, let's fill in everybody about the Martin Aquatic thing. So they're going to give us the audio so we can mix it in.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
We can mix it into what's going on.
An episode or something. So Martin Aquatic, they do their video. It's a video podcast. Just an online video. It's called The Hot Takes.
Yeah.
Where they do a lineup of chicken wings of varying hotness. And then they ask you hard-hitting-ish industry questions.
Hard-hitting-ish. Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good interview, and it was fun. It was fun to participate.
It was.
I've never done one of those hot wings challenges before, so it was entertaining to kind of walk through the lineup.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so this is, I guess, episode 2 that they've got posted on Instagram, or it looks like it's just kind of a cut-up trailer version, and various internal staff, presumably doing the same thing that we did.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was pretty interesting. I think we were both fine.
Yeah, it was funny because the mild, like the first one, I was like, oh wow, this is surprisingly hot.
Yeah,
for
the
mild.
entry point.
And then I started to a little bit of dread. I'm like, wow, this is going to suck.
Yeah,
like the last one is going to be terrible. And then
the last one wasn't the worst one.
Number 2 was a little harder. Number 3 was a little hard. Number 4 was like, oh my God, this is going to be awful. Number 5, not that bad. And then I don't know if something inside me broke because number 6, I didn't even taste. It was
I thought there was only 5.
No, there's 6.
Oh. Well, like number 3 to me was like, that was the hottest one.
There was the management one. Whichever one was management was that's where like it started to go downhill from a hotness. Like it peaked. I think it peaked at number 4, whatever that was. Again,
yeah,
it may not have, and I might have just broke. My body would have been like,
maybe.
hey, like we're gonna stop sensing spice now.
Well, I thought it was funny because like it wasn't like overly burning for me, but like again, I think you'd made the reference. It's like anybody who's had a Thai hot at a Thai restaurant has had worse. But I was salivating so bad after that one. After the third one, he because he was asking about the pilot, and he started talking it, and I was like, I'd say a little bit, and I have to swallow. Yeah, and he's like, did that one get you? I was like, no, it's just my mouth won't stop salivating. I didn't want to drool.
He was sweating pretty good, and we were the first recording of the day. Which he had like 6 lined up.
Yeah,
so.
And Chris was right. We got to get Chris on the show. He'd be great on the show.
He would be great on the show. He would be great. Anyway, so
what we need to do is
what had happened was
because he's going to be down here more often now because he's with.
He is. He's with
so
Aquatics.
We need to say, hey, why don't you stick around a weekend and like on a Friday afternoon we'll go down to Mike High. Take him to Mike High.
Yes, that's a great idea.
I know. That's what I do. I'm a good idea guy.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We'll throw that out, and
we'll definitely link people to it whenever the episode airs.
Yeah.
It's had to be a little bit to get everything edited, and
So
I hope we were good.
Yeah.
I hope we were good guests.
They said we were, but I don't know. We know how to talk about stuff. They're I love that they're doing the video setup. I really want us to do that.
4-camera video
had
setup.
4?
It was like a 4-camera video setup. I was really impressed.
I thought it was just 2.
No. It was like a 4-camera video setup.
Wow. Good for them. I just want to do a 3.
That'd be good.
Maybe a 4, because if we have a guest who would have individual, then one like over all of us.
Yeah.
But there's that gear, this thing.
Fun, yeah. So while you're sitting there, like monitoring the audio and doing all that, I could be sitting here with the switcher, just being like, camera 1, camera 2.
No, the thing
camera 1,
the unit I want to do,
camera 1.
You feed the microphone into it.
Oh, and it just knows.
And the
talking.
camera into it, and each channel, it'll like if whatever microphone is activated, it auto switches to that camera.
Oh, hey, that's
and if
a lot less work.
If we're kind of talking back and forth, it'll go to the wide.
Ooh.
So like you can set it up in a way that it does that. We can, and okay, listeners, you regulars, we don't do a lot of editing anymore. We used to have to do a lot. Now we just kind of talk and go with it. But
when you stopped and spliced in that Wilford Brimley Family Guy bit, that's the most editing we've done in a long time.
Yeah. Like I think last week or the week before we did some kind of little pop-in funny thing, but we don't do that a lot.
No.
And actually this is a good transition. I wanted to mention Brian, like way back.
Oh, yeah.
Game Center Power Up.
Yeah, those are fun.
It's back.
It's back?
It's back. So we have Brian. Yeah.
Like the whole line with the thing and the stuff?
Brian came over this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed Shadows was released.
Yeah, I heard.
I downloaded it on Friday, but really like Saturday I started playing it. And played it all through the weekend. Unbelievably cinematic. This is the most cinematic of all of them. Takes place in the 1500s in feudal Japan, centered around Odo Nobunaga, which is a classic. Like he was kind of like the guy that like unified all the Japan. You know what? Why don't we play the thing and then I don't have to talk about it twice.
That's really a good idea.
Game Center. Power up.
Video games.
Board games.
War games.
Where you can go to find out what's good and what's trash.
Welcome to Game Center Power Up.
Shall we play a game?
Okay, hey Brian, welcome to Rum Nerdy Power Up. Been a minute, but thanks for coming in.
Sure, yeah, I appreciate being here.
So today, exciting, we're talking about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows, the brand new one that just came out March 20th of this year.
Yeah.
It is the 14th game in the Assassin's Creed series. Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was like closer to 10, but 14.
14, yeah. And then that also doesn't include all of the little side-scrolling Assassin's Creeds. Have you seen those before? There's like a Russia one and some other Japanese one. It's like a side-scrolling, jumping platformer type
like
game.
The old Pitfall?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Really
yeah,
going
for
the
sure.
way back. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of going back, the first Assassin's Creed game came out in November of 2007, so almost 18 years ago. It's got some longevity for sure.
It's one of the. I mean, it's the classic.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Ubisoft is like they're the Fijizzle.
Yeah, for sure. And this is one of their like big, franchises for sure. And they make a lot of money.
It has been a couple. What was it last? Was it the last one Valhalla?
No, the last one was, and I have it up here. If you give me 1 second.
No, that's right. I was just thinking about it because
Assassin's Creed Mirage was the last one, the one that takes place in
Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's badass
Egypt.
too.
That was really cool. Yep.
Was that the one that ended with like they pick up the bird beak from the sand and that had the A?
Yes,
which was kind of like
I think
that'll be our symbol
for sure.
Yeah.
So
I
that
love
was
that
like,
imagery.
Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about this game that I noticed when you first start playing it, it has like I don't know if you saw, it has a list where you can scroll through and play other games.
Yeah.
In the listing.
Well, I clicked it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
You have to still buy them, or if you have them, but it
download it or buy it for sure. But it allows you to access things. It feels like really integrated and really cohesive.
Almost like that Animus interface.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then you can just go into anybody's history. So
one thing when I set this up, because I have played through basically like the startup tutorial, I'm through that, but you got here right when I was finishing up that part.
Mm-hmm.
And that first, I don't know, few minutes, I had it on with the menu narration on, and I'd forgotten how fucking annoying that is. Like, proceed to objective. Proceed to. It's like max headroom.
Yeah, it's crazy. One thing I did notice that I tried when I first turned the game on is that you can have the fully immersed version where it's like they're speaking in Japanese the whole time and it just has the English subtitles on there.
It did say that. Like
it's really cool.
Or Japanese and Portuguese.
Portuguese, yes, exactly. Because there's
and then you just have to read.
And just read, yeah.
Or
speak it. Yeah.
No speak of the language.
So go learn Japanese and then come and play this game. Japanese and Portuguese at the same time. And then come play this game.
Or just like play it and then because it's going to take you a long time to learn those.
Yeah. And then speaking of long time, I think I read that this game, just the main story is like 35 hours of gameplay.
Nice.
That doesn't include any of the, extra side stuff that you can go and do for completionists out there.
And I'm a completionist for sure. I will play the living crap out of like, question mark on the map. I have to go and check.
Exactly. I am focused on this main. Nope. Never mind. Taking this side road.
Now, do you complete the main story, then go back and complete, or do you like oh, I've discovered like one of the little fiefdoms. I'm going to clear the fief and then move on.
Yeah, so none of the above. I actually just kind of play organically. I start out with I'm going here, and if I, take aside something and do that, but I don't go to clear. I just go to do, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go back. And then it just kind of, I don't know, for me, it just flows organically.
Periodically, you get to a point where like, I've got to build up my guy.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I got to grind a little. So it's like, those are things there to grind and build up. So
absolutely.
And actually with Sandy and I were talking about this game specifically because she actually wants to watch me play because she really enjoys the storytelling of it.
Yeah. And
as we were talking about it, one of the things that I had a conversation on a couple times recently, actually, I had a really good conversation with some folks in the film and TV business last week out in Hollywood. And it was really, really interesting because we were talking about how like video makers are making so much better storytelling these days. And they're doing storytelling better and more immersive than Hollywood in some cases, which I think is one of the interesting things when they try and make a movie about a video game. Hollywood fucks it up every time. But so the interesting thing to me is, and I think you and I have talked about this before, Assassin's Creed, the writing and the story development is such that if you and I play based on like, I just happen to head east and you happen to head north, the order in which you do things inherently, even though it's kind of the major plot points are the same, you kind of end up building a different narrative in your head.
Right. A different game completely.
Yeah.
Like I play something, same game, right? But, like you said, you go east, I go north. It's a different game for each of us.
Like we'll get to essentially the same place. And it's not like the game changes based on decisions a lot. There are a couple places that you make a decision and it will affect you. But ultimately, the way we think of stories linearly, lining events up differently will ultimately tell that different story. And it's that the stories are nuanced and yet vague enough that allows us to do that. And I think Ubisoft does that better than anyone.
Yeah. And then also the way that all these titles are interconnected to each other.
Yeah.
They really put in a lot of like little Easter eggs and things from other games into the newer ones. And it's really awesome how you get, I remember when I was playing that game, and it just kind of brings you back to those other titles and just kind of very cohesive.
Got you. So based on the menus and the downloads and everything, you play as this female character. I forgot her name, starts with an N. Or it seems like you also will sometimes bounce into. So she's more of like the assassin character, but you also will occasionally bounce into
the Creed character where he's fighting, right? And he's very much a melee samurai guy. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm kind of interested. So what are you most excited?
I am most excited for the return to stealth because for Assassin's Creed, it's always been about the stealth element. And I felt like Valhalla, which, great game on its own, but it was more RPG and kind of
definitely
really into the fighting and all that stuff. But I've always been, it started in stealth, and that's kind of the way I like to play it as much as I can.
So, there was a lot of criticism from the diehard fans, and I know you kind of fit into that in a lot of ways, that once it got to what was it, Legacy? What was the one with that you were in Greece?
Oh yeah, that was Odyssey.
So like some of those, like the first many of them were all kind of rooted in historical, periods where we had like this actually happened, or this could have been things that happened in the shadows of it.
Historical fiction.
And then they got to like 3 or 4 of them that were like, hey, we're just going to go into mythology and think, it's like, I don't think it was because they got lazy. I think that they just went a different way. And certainly with Valhalla, the DLC just went completely off the rails in mythology.
Right.
And I didn't mind it. I know some people criticized it.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't necessarily criticize it. I wouldn't call it like my favorite Assassin's Creed game or DLC to an Assassin's Creed game. But it wasn't bad. They were just trying to, I feel like, Ubisoft was trying to appeal to more people. And there's a lot of people out there who like RPG type games where you're hacking and slashing and you play this like barbarian type character and just wailing away on everybody. And they didn't really have a lot of that in the earlier titles. It was all stealth. So, come up with a game that appeals to more people, and you make more money.
Absolutely. It looks like this one might be kind of going back to the roots. I haven't seen any mythology.
Right.
It hints at it so far.
That's what I've heard as well.
Feels like it's feudal Japan.
Exactly.
With Oda Nobunaga, which, I mean, that character in video games is Nobunaga has been in, I don't know, so many games. I mean, I remember back to the original Nintendo playing. It was more like one of those, guide your armies from afar. Nobunaga's ambition, which was like, take these over to this thing and fiefdom and attack and, develop food and then do this for morale and lower taxes. And it was like more
kind of a sim, like a
like a grand command.
Yeah.
You weren't like in the battle directing these troops go here. It was just like take 6 troops and attack that fiefdom that's got 5 troops and win.
Right.
But that was all the way back then, and how many different Japanese hack and slash and different games has been around that. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do with this story.
I'm very excited to
Absolutely, play it. One of the more historically significant characters in Japanese lore that has appeared in video games.
Yeah.
So
awesome. It'll be a great time.
Yeah. Awesome. So maybe in a couple weeks or months, and we'll do a follow up. And once you and I both get it, we'll come and do a review.
Yeah,
let everyone know what we thought.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Shall we play a game?
Yeah. So there you go. I've played it a bit more since this review. Beautiful, just beautiful game.
Were you able to unlock the Batmobile?
Spoiler alert. No, there's no Batmobile.
No.
That's a false narrative, Garrick. No, it's fantastic. It's I love that part of history for for Japan, and I think they do a really good job of creating the world.
Yeah,
and it's kind of funny having been to Japan several times, specifically in this area. I've been to
of the 1500s.
Osaka, the geographic area. Having got to Osaka for Universal Japan, there was...
You know what this feudal Japanese video game needs is a Universal Park.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was started construction. No, the one of the trips that we were there, our group we kind of had a half day, so our group, we all went to Osaka Castle.
Oh.
And in this game, it's being built.
Oh, really?
So it's like half under construction, but it was really cool because you've heard this story, and I might have said it on the show before about my mom and her ashes.
Yeah.
So, and for anybody if I hadn't mentioned it, my mom was cremated. She always wanted to travel, didn't get a chance to do it a lot, and so we cremated her and had her put in these little capsules, these tiny they look like vitamin supplements. Don't take them.
They look exactly like vitamin supplements.
Don't take them. But I have a little box, and so when I travel, I always have this little capsule. And if I'm at a particularly memorable moment in my life or location, I'm like, my mom would really have loved this, and then I will leave. So my mom is actually in one of the stone walls of Osaka Castle.
Oh, cool.
So playing the game, I'm like, my mom is in the game. Kind of,
awesome.
Not really, but so
she will be though.
Yeah, one day. So it was cool. But so that's in that area, and then and I forgot the name of the area, but one of the days I was there by myself. It was a 10-day trip, and over the weekend I had a day off, and I ended up traveling to Kyoto and went on that hike. You've kind of probably remember the pictures of me going through all those red, arches.
Yeah.
And that
it's
area,
it's a very famous
absolutely
thing. Yeah.
And that area is in the game as well.
Oh, cool.
So it's not filled in like obviously it is now, but they've been putting those arches up for 600 years. So it was really cool. It was really cool to see those places in southern Japan. Very, very exciting.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Anyway, so
it was fun to have Brian back.
Yeah. No,
that's been a minute.
We've committed to trying to help him with some other projects that he's doing for work. He's a training manager for his company, and he's got to do a lot of the training video PowerPoint things.
When it comes to video and audio production, turn to Rum Nerdy.
Right. Because you'll get to drink and record. Those are great. And Brian's really not much of a drinker at all. So that's not necessarily a selling point, but getting to hang out, talking video games, that's his jam.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
So it was definitely, it was fun to have him over and do that. Usually my interaction with him is almost exclusively these days limited to
video games,
playing video games. And he's getting ready to move back up to Michigan, to the Detroit area, suburbs. Not for like a year and a half, but, so we'll continue that.
So you got to get him in here and just record a bunch of power-ups.
That was the plan. We ran out of time. We were prepping a third one. We've got a second one that we will we'll throw out here in a couple weeks. But it'd be good to do like every other episode or something. We'll throw him in. That one was particularly long because it's so cool because he goes like really, and like I was like, let's talk about Assassin's Creed. He goes, okay, give me a minute. He goes, cool. Assassin's Creed 1 came out in 2007. There's been 14 of them, including 2 side projects, and like he knows all of this stuff because he's played every one of them.
Yeah. He is a gaming nerd. He is absolutely a gaming nerd.
Yeah. And I'll get a game and I just play it until I'm a completionist.
Oh.
I do everything in it.
Oh, and you're one of those, you got to get it to 100%.
Like, I'm happy if I can get over in like 95. Because some things are like, I just don't want to do that. It's like, it's a puzzle game and there's just one puzzle that's just stupid. But like all the story stuff, I try and squeeze every bit of story out of it because that's what I love. And he's funny because he's like, I played like the first 10 minutes of it and then I jump back over to this other game and then I jump to that game and I'm playing this with that person. And so he's just, I don't know.
Well, GTA 6 might be the game that gets me to buy a PS5.
That's the one we were going to start recording on. We didn't. So that review is coming.
GTA, not 5, 6, the new one. Yeah, 6.
We started talking about it, and then he's like, shit, grab it, I got to go. So we didn't record it.
It's not out yet.
We were going to talk about upcoming things.
Oh, upcoming things, got it.
And there's some that I'm excited about, but I'll wait until he and I record it.
Yeah, save it, yeah.
Yes.
Save it for him. Again, I'm just really excited to drive past my house in a GTA game.
Yes.
I want to go to GTA Disney World. I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah,
I'm really curious.
I saw one of the updated maps, and it's not called Disney World, obviously.
Obviously not.
But it's like, Themelandia or something like that. It's like it was like one of those, like clearly that's what it's called. Duh. That's what it would be called.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm super excited for that as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So that's a swing. We started talking about its 1970s plastic car with Ford parts.
Yeah.
And we
from Canada.
From Canada.
Name another
Canada.
Canada. Name another Canadian car. I mean, other than all of the Ford and GM shit that's made there in Windsor and shipped over.
Yeah. Well, the parts are there. Sony guts. Canadian guts. So hard to not talk about that in depth. But anyway, what are we talking about? Video games and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Man. Yeah. It's been a long week.
It has. TEA mixer last night.
How was the TEA mixer? I didn't get to go.
It was good.
I was.
It's funny because we drove by the place the day before.
We did, and we made fun of it. Like, hey, they host TEA mixers there, and the parking shit. Hey, there's a TEA mixer tonight. Where is it? That place with the shitty parking.
Yeah, it's. But it was good. Good turnout. It was good to see. There was a few people I haven't seen in a little bit, so that was good. People that we didn't get to make it out to Inspire Gala.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people ask me if I'm going to C-Trade.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ask me if I'm going to the Dallas Explorers event.
TEA Explorers Dallas?
Yeah.
They're going to Meow Wolf, aren't they?
I don't know all of the things on the agenda. But they were telling me about some of the stuff. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. We sung happy birthday to our friend Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know,
but it wasn't like full group. I did it later.
You told me earlier in the
yeah.
episode.
It was like towards the end of the night, so that was kind of fun.
Happy birthday, Tyler!
Happy birthday! Wah, wah, wah. But yeah. Otherwise, it was a great event. I ended up just sticking around because it's like I had to go pick up Sandy from the airport.
Oh, so you're like, I got time to
But it was
kill.
like, shit, it's 8:30. I get home at 9. She lands at 10:15. I'm just gonna hang out. So Tyler and a few like Justin, was there, and a few other stragglers that we got into a really good conversation about the event that you and I have been talking about at UCF, and Tyler wants to be involved in that, and a few other people.
Super cool.
Yeah, we need to start planning that because that'll be next summer, 26. We don't have time to do it for this year.
No, I need to get through friggin' TV show before then.
Yeah. But other than that, it was a good night. Picked up Sandy. She had a nice trip.
I spent the night strapped into a studio chair editing.
Yeah, that's what you'd say.
I got a lot done.
Well, and I wore my crew shirt to the event to spark people asking questions and conversations about it.
That's fun.
A lot of people very congratulatory to us for hitting this milestone. Some people
it's like half a milestone because it's not done yet.
Well, and just the starting is a big deal. Like making that commitment. But there was some confusion on what a pilot is made for, or what a pilot, how you use it, because they're like,
oh really?
When's it air? Like there were like people like when's it air and what channel? Like their mentality, because there's this expectation that
not
like
quite how pilots work.
Yeah, that you make a pilot and then you put it on air and they go, yeah, we like that. Get a second one ready for next week. And no, that's not even remotely how that works. But a lot of questions about the process. So got to explain some of it, what it's for, and of course that this isn't a full episode, though it's a half. But I think it'll be a solid half.
Speaking of the pilot, I have your phone charger that.
Oh yeah. It's funny. I'll put it in this box of other ones that I have. I know she had texted me today that she was going to give it to you and send it back. I'm like, oh, it's not a big deal.
She sold a car for me, so that envelope, it had a phone charger and like $7,000 in cash, and it was just like, hey, here you go. Give that to Greg. I'm like, wait, what part? Oh, the little plastic thing. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Publix pharmacy bag. Hilarious.
Yeah.
I wasn't stressing it.
Well, then I should have just kept it then.
If you need one. There's so many of them.
I ordered, I got new monitors for the studio.
Really?
Yeah. Like a 32-inch ultra high definition mega 4K, like super monitors. Really nice. So I found them.
What are you doing with the other ones? Because they were 20-something, 27s or...
yeah, they're pretty big as well. I think I'm going to put one in Maddie's room. Like, wait for, hey, how would you like a TV? Because she doesn't care. She's like, I got my tablet. What do I need a TV for?
It's like a TV, only I can plant my face in it.
I got two of them, so it's like I can give you two TVs. You can watch two YouTube videos at the same time. It's like you're living in Minecraft.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. It's something about kids today. They'd rather watch YouTube videos of other people play video games than play the video game.
My kids went through that 10 years ago.
She was watching, watching people play games. I'm like, we could play that right now. Like, we have that game. No. Hold on. This is my favorite part. Yeah. You mean you've seen this one before?
Yeah. Now, specifically in Minecraft, there have been some videos that I watch where, because you can build machines.
Oh, I've watched some of those videos.
Where like somebody built a microprocessor?
No, somebody built a full-on like 64-bit computer thing.
Yeah,
and he can play.
And it took him like a year and a half.
Yeah, but it has, God, what is it? It has like 5 megs of RAM and a 64-bit processor or something like. He's playing video games in the video game.
Right.
It's crazy using just all the basic Minecraft parts. It was nuts.
It's insane.
Yeah. I keep seeing versions of that, but yeah. His earlier one, I think, was Pong, and I think he upgraded it to something different, but yeah.
That is crazy.
It's still pretty awesome.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up, get this button up for everybody. We've got so many things we want to do on the show and so many guests. I hope we can start fitting people in soon. And let everybody know what's going on with the show and keep that going. But anyway, let's call it a day, and we'll see you all next week. Right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
That sounds good. Yeah, no issues there because it's late.
Yeah, it is late. Anyway, thanks to Dave Martin,
DemoDavePro.com, especially for the freaking
Power
Game Center intro.
Haven't used that in a long time.
We haven't, and that was I forgot how good that was.
Yeah, super solid. Yeah. You can check us out on our website, rumandnerdy.com. That's rumandnerdy.com.
Social medias, we're also at Rum and Nerdy, also A&D.
And also contact us via our email address, show@rumandnerdy.com. We love hearing from you.
It also really makes me give shit to anybody that has a professional business and they still use Gmail.
Yeah. It's like if our podcast has a...
Our freaking podcast has an actual domain. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Totally agree.
Step it up.
Totes agree. Anyway, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Now everybody's griping about how times are getting tough. There's shortages in oil and gas and all that sort of stuff. The MPs want to raise and pay, the natives want their land. Pierre can't walk on water, but he's getting oil from sand. You see, I'm from New Brunswick, where folks are very poor. The Premier, he's our leader, well, sometimes we're not too sure. He's convinced them up in Ottawa as to just how poor we are. Now I suppose they're wondering about our $1 million car. Oh, the Bricklin, is it just another Edsel wait and see? Oh, we'll let the Yankees try it and hope to God they'll buy it. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be.
Lois took the bike. Hey, wait a minute. This is a great time for me to do my Suzuki Samurai promo. Are you a Hawaii scumbag? Do you chug energy drinks in Arizona? Suzuki Samurai. Ninja name, Garbage Car.